ready for the flight. Together we'll shine, kissing shadows aside, in the heart of the rhythm where our dreams collide.
Join the Sub-Nation X quest, the truth is our guide. In the vast expanse, it's where we reside. Hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the grooves around us, everything's alright.
Join the Sub-Nation X quest, the truth is our guide. In the vast expanse, it's where we reside. Hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the grooves around us, everything's alright. SNX radio, let the truth ignite. Together we'll shine, bringing shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots.
Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spots. Heavy bass drops with tight beats.
Illuminate the shadows, the echo of our call.
On this roller ring we'll never fall.
Feel the energy rising, can you sense the spark? As we dive deeper into the cosmic arc.
Stories of the universe, mysteries unfold. In the heart of SNX, where the truth is gold. Every note we play, every line we write, crafting our legacy, shining ever bright.
SNX radio, let the truth ignite. Together we'll shine, bringing shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots.
Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spot. Here in the spotlight, we're taking our turn. With the fire in our hearts, let the passion burn. SNX radio's call, ringing through the air. Together we rise, together we dare.
So join us now, let the rhythm flow. With SNX radio, we're ready to go. Unraveling the mystery side by side, we stand hand in hand. In this dance of truth, let the story expand. In the still of the night, when shadows creep, whispers of secrets and silence seep. Coley's voice cuts through the dark, guiding us where the mystery spark. A journey awaits, far from our home, through realms unseen where wild thoughts roam. With experts aligned, their truth to share, unfolding the fabric of cosmic despair. Take the leap, step into the night. With SNX radio, we will ignite a symphony of strange where the bass drops low, journeying deep where the unknown flows. UFOs glisten in the starlit sky. ET whispers, look up, don't be shy. Paranormal tales woven into fate, as Coley invites us to contemplate.
Heavy beats.
Feel that chill when shadows align. Experiences unfold, one of a kind. Off-world encounters, truth they must find. Open your heart, release your mind. Take the leap, step into the night. With SNX radio, we will ignite a symphony of strange where the bass drops low, journeying deep where the unknown flows. What lies beyond the veil of sight? What secrets kept from our human plight? Coley's conversations stir the thread, an awakening call for the living and the dead. Take the leap, step into the night. With SNX radio, we will ignite a symphony of strange where the bass drops
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another SNX Radio. We have a fantastic guest this evening. Both most of you know Bigfoot Michigan Rob or BMR. Sorry, I'm really like tongue twisting it. But before I get going, I just want to jump into chat here and make sure I say hello to each and every one of you, or all that are here right now. Anyway, so nice to see the chat all going in. Yes, here we go. Kitty Cat Whack. Welcome, welcome. Oh, Mad Pack 777. Way to be that wrench. Appreciate you more than you know. We got Chiro Sounds. Hey, and thank you again for the wrench. You're awesome. Mark Zimmermer, if I said that wrong, I really apologize. But Mr. Squatch, yeah, in the house. Oh, Jen from Paranormal NL podcast, BOG Boots on the Ground team. Jen, so definitely check out her show if you have not already. She's fantastic, fantastic. I'll be going on there again soon. We just had to reschedule, so yeah, definitely great to see you, Jen. Jason Finch, welcome. Oh, we got Bigfoot Michigan Rabbit. He's here and behind the scenes. So he's yeah, no, just kidding. Michelle Wolf or Will I don't know what my problem is today. Wilfong, welcome and nice to see you. We've got Mr. Squatch. So let's see, unaffected. For Todd, I don't have my glasses on, so if for the most part, you'll know who I'm talking about. If you hear Kurt W75 is in the house, welcome, Kurt. He does a lot for behind the scenes, and I really appreciate that. So we got Jared Creel, welcome, nice to see you. And let me see. Oh, Magneticus, hi. Bigfoot Fades. Nice to see you and welcome. And yeah, and Magneticus, I did not mean to jump over you before. Way to hold that wrench and everything else. So I appreciate you. I appreciate all the wrenches out there. And without further ado, let's get to know Rob. So Rob is a dedicated Bigfoot researcher, author, and media personality based in no other than Michigan. His passion for cryptid investigations was ignited by a personal encounter in the summer of 2018 when he not only visually sighted Sasquatch, but also heard it vocalize. Oh, that's interesting. Directly at him. That might be scary. Directly at him during a midsummer, let's see, expedition in. Okay, so he was out in the Michigan wilderness. This rare firsthand experience set him on a path to document and share similar stories from others, blending boots on the ground, field work with storytelling, as one of the few individuals to report with such a direct interaction. Oh, that's awesome. He emphasizes the high strangeness surrounding Bigfoot encounters and often exploring connections to the paranormal, which is like my home away from home. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring Rob on out. So welcome, Rob. Welcome to
Coley,
SNX. Yeah, I know that you are no stranger to being in front of this camera or mic,
no,
but you've been a stranger around here, so we just really want to welcome you
yeah,
here and aboard. Yeah, it's great.
thank you so much. And I must say, as I was sitting backstage, the music that you start your show with made me want to get up and just dance. You know,
Yeah. That's what I wanted.
it
See,
got
I
me all
write it,
pumped
but
up.
AI sings it. But I
Well,
do. I
hey,
write it. I mean,
yeah,
to feel like but AI sings it, not me.
yeah, no, that was pretty awesome. I was all getting all peppy and like, I got the wake up call in, and yeah. So thanks for having me on. I really do appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for being here. And
No
I
problem.
was reading through your stuff and saw the summer of 2018.
Yeah,
But you grew up, can you kind of before we even go through this, because you got a very interesting background and a lot of it like paranormal, you
yeah,
have some ET, just kind of want to catch us, briefly
yeah.
go into that and catch us up to speed on.
Yeah, well, thanks once again. And yes, I was not born Bigfoot, Michigan Rob. My mom named me Robert. I know it's a dumb, corny joke. That's how I started, in this
I
whole
was like,
business.
I know. Yeah.
My name's
I didn't
Rob.
know whether to laugh.
Yeah,
I know
it's
you're
not
winning,
it's
but
not intended for anybody to laugh. It's really
yeah.
stupid, to be honest with you.
No, I don't know why you would say that.
My name's Rob. I'm in Michigan, and so when I did my very first video, I didn't even have a channel. Bigfoot Michigan Rob, that'll work. And I can't
Yeah.
let me change it. So I added "and beyond" to the end of it. But anyways, yeah. So growing up, I was right away attracted to monsters because my dad brought my brother and I up on watching all those old black and white movies. Lon Chaney, the Wolfman, Bela Lugosi, Dracula, Boris Karloff, Frankenstein monster, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, that kind of ignited my fire for monsters, and I've loved them ever since. And I'm not really a Bigfoot researcher. When I get in the woods, I can. I did a paranormal investigation though 3 weeks ago, which was really crazy out in the gym,
Ooh.
which was quite eerie. But for me, growing up, yeah, before I had my Bigfoot encounter, there's 2 dates. June 15th of 2018, I did see a Bigfoot, and then there's another significant date about 2 months later, August 15th. But growing up, I was about 5 or 6 years old, saw my first UFO. In fact, my mother woke up me and my brother early for school, and me and my brother are like, "Ma, we got another half hour to sleep." She goes, "Get your butts out of get your butts out of here. You got to see something." So we get out of bed and we look out the kitchen window, and she's look up in the air, you guys. So we look up in the air, and I swear there was a. Now back in the day, we called it the flying saucer.
Yeah.
Flying.
It wasn't the UFO, it was just the flying
It looked
saucer.
like the flying saucer. Remember, one of my favorite other shows growing up was Lost in Space, and I must tell you, this object looked like that. It really did. And so me and my brother, we look at it, and it's hovering maybe 500 to 1,000 feet up in the air, right in our yard. Somewhat sizable, I guess, for that high up in the air. So me and my brother run down the stairs out in the backyard. My mom follows us, and there this thing is hovering. And then boom, it just jettisoned right up into the sky, boom, within seconds.
Wow.
So really briefly, my mom's excited. She calls my father at work. Now my dad worked for Chrysler at the time. And back in the day, it was a rotary phone. You don't call your husband at work unless it's a life or death thing. But she was so excited to call my dad. Finally got him off the plant floor. And Bob, I don't know, a UFO, a flying saucer. You got me off the line for this. My boss could fire me for this. If you're not in trouble. So he hangs up on him. So me and my brother get off to school, and so later that evening, though, we're in our bedroom. Me and my brother, we're doing our homework, and my mom says my dad's there at the house, and they're watching the news. Robbie, Davey, get out here. Check this out. And so there was a 15 to 20-second bit, yes, on the news about in my area how many people called into the news station saying that they saw some sort of UFO or flying saucer in the air. So right then and there, my dad says, "Well, I guess you saw something." So that was kind of my very first experience with anything
So it
out of this
ended up on the
world.
news that there was something
Yeah,
there
and
too?
of
Oh,
course, from what
wow.
I recall, now I asked my mom about this if she recalls what the news people were like, and this was a long time ago. I mean, I was like 6 or 7 years old, right? And she
Right.
says, "What I recall, it wasn't like newsworthy. They kind of
What do you mean
ended
it
the
wasn't
news
newsworthy?
program. Well, for us, it is certainly everybody watching, but
No,
they joked about it. They made a spoof about it,
no,
you
right,
know.
and I've seen some stuff that's newsworthy, so that should tell you how far we have come in this.
Yes, oh, absolutely. So that was my first thing, and then as a kid, I saw ghosts in my bedroom that my mom and dad said I was dreaming. And I said, "No, I'm not dreaming. I see this apparition in our bedroom." I'm again a young boy, and later on in life, the same ghost followed me to my marital home.
Oh,
Very
did you have a
creepy.
name?
I did not name it. No. You know, it's funny though, and I tell people this all the time. It reminded me of the ghost from Scooby Doo, to be honest with you. That's why I thought that maybe I was dreaming this. But some 20 years later, when I got married, the same thing showed up. But the creepiest thing about being married,
Or the ghost showing up.
yeah, yeah, outside the ex-wife, it was the fact that she and I saw shadow pe- people in the house. And what
Oh,
had
yeah, the
happened was we
darker
would
than
collect
dark.
all these darker than darkness. In fact, you said it perfectly because I had this really dark room in my part of the home, and I'm sitting in darkness one day. I don't know, maybe I was arguing with the wife. I just want to be alone, so I'm sitting in darkness. And from the depths of the darkness, and I was a weirdo because my one back far wall was glass. I put up glass tiles to make the room look bigger, right?
Yeah.
And this darker than dark, shadowy humanoid figure emerged, and it went from the ceiling to the ground, and it was the most terrifying thing I ever saw. So I kept it to myself for a while. Then during the day, I would see shadows out of the corners of my eyes in my house. So I finally hit a breakdown. I told my wife, "Honey, I got to tell you something. I don't know if I'm going crazy or what, but I'm seeing these shadow type figures in the house." She looks at me, and I thought she was going to laugh or say I'm crazy. She goes, "Hey, Rob, man, I've been having the same experiences, and I never told you
Oh,
about it either." So I got home from work one day, and there was she contacted somehow, I guess back in the day. I don't know what you call them back in the day. I guess they were psychic medium or something,
oh
paranormal
yeah, yeah, yeah.
investigator. Yeah.
A psychic
So
investigator.
yeah, so backing up the story just a little bit, she and I, the wife and I, used to collect artifacts, antiques from thrift shops.
Oh,
So
you brought
whenever
something home.
Yeah, so whenever we would go out, we would, whether it was in Michigan, Indiana, Chicago, wherever
Oh
we
yeah.
would collect this stuff. So we had a whole several boxes of this stuff in the garage. And I'm like, what are we gonna do with all this junk, right? She was, yeah. So we had a spare room that we converted into a place to store this stuff. And we took off the door so people could access it. We put up French doors, and we got these cool curio cabinets. So I started placing everything into these curio cabinets. So that was very cool. Very nice. About 2 weeks later is when I started experiencing the shadow people. So forward now
Mm.
with the psychic medium, she's walking through the home, and every room she walked in was fine. Then she gets to that room. I swear it was a matter of 30 seconds or less where she got an eerie feeling. She got very cold, and she says, "Boom, this is the source of what's happening to you guys. There's something coming from this room." So she asked us a little bit about the history about these artifacts, these trinkets we collected. so so that was the source. So we're like, what are we gonna do now? I kind of still, back in the day though, Coley, I was still kind of skeptical. I gave her
Oh
the
yeah.
I gave her the $50. I thanked her for her service, and I, said, "Talk to you later," right? But the things wouldn't go away. And also during this time period, our life was like really negative. Me and the wife were standoffish to each other.
Oh
Things at
boy.
work were
Yeah.
negative. She was doing bad at work. I was doing bad at work
Oh
out of
gosh.
nowhere. So she goes, "Man, let's
Oh
just
yeah.
get rid of this stuff." I said, "You know what? Yeah, I can't fix this. Maybe that psychic medium person is onto something." So I boxed up everything, put it all in the garage. So I will tell you, Coley, after about 2 weeks into this, life got better. Never saw the shadow people again, and we
Oh.
were back to life is normal. Now I'm doing spring cleaning that following spring, and I'm in the garage. It's kind of dark in the garage, poor lighting, and so I'm sweeping up, doing whatever. In the right hand corner of the garage is where the boxed up trinkets were, artifacts, all
Oh
this stuff.
no.
And then
You
all
didn't
of a
go and
sudden,
take them out, did
and
you?
no, left them back. I was cheap. I didn't want to throw out 500. I don't know what we spent during the day, but I didn't want to throw it all out. I figured a garage sale.
Oh no.
Yeah, give the voodoo to somebody else, right? So, you know,
Oh, did they
so
open it in your premise? Yeah, I don't know.
no. But again, I didn't think that way back then either. Today, I think much differently. But all,
Rob unleashed them all on the
all of a
neighborhood.
sudden, though, that shadow person emerged from the back
Oh
wall
boy.
of the garage. I yell out, Rachel, get your ass out here. What's going on? I go, look. Of course, the thing's gone. She says, are you kidding me? I go, just hang out with me for a little while, man. Just hang out. 10, 11 minutes, it showed itself to her. So I got the boxes of the stuff, put it in the back of my pickup truck, and we had a local dump, and I just drove it down this dump about 3 miles from up the road, and just threw it on this mound of trash, which today, by the way, is a ski hill of all everyone's converted trash. So I don't know
Oh,
if
the
it's
trash things
haunted.
to bury on the hills. Is that what you're
Yeah.
talking about?
So I don't know if it's haunted. Yeah, it's just they
No,
call
this is where the hills have eyes,
yeah,
where it's
they
made
call it
out of.
Mount. They call this place Mount Trashmore. You know.
Yeah. No, I'm just wondering what it is now that you buried those on there.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. It's probably somebody else maybe picked it up. So I for sure
The
had some
hills
sort
have
of
eyes.
attachment.
That's where
The
I'm coming
hills have eyes. Ooh yeah, creepy movie. But
from.
so yeah, somebody else got that voodoo. Perhaps, hopefully not. I don't know. But it was
You're
definitely
not the
something.
first one to pawn it off on somebody else. I've heard a couple stories just
Yeah.
as similar as yours. And believe me, with mine, I had a haunted object. I would have all but have thought of if somebody else would have taken that and gracefully walked away with it and got it away from me. All day long, I just would smile. I'd feel guilty maybe a couple days after, and maybe trying after I got it out of my house. But it was insane. Like I'm not sure, like, but you saw your life, how it just like kind of like takes and brings that darkness into your life. Well, real quick, I had a voltmeter. It
Yeah.
traced back to Area 51. And I don't even exactly know how it worked. It was just older. All I know is my friend brings it to me. He's an aerodynamics engineer for Collins Aerospace. So he's not like he's whatever. He's like, this thing about started my house on fire, and he like brings it in at Christmas time. And I was like, well, this is a really nice Christmas gift. He's like, just
Yeah.
keep it. Don't say it. Don't mention it again. And I was like, okay, no, I got it, because they know I like the creepy paranormal stuff. So, I mean, just going through, weird stuff, like all of a sudden the outlets, like the electric blanket gone, different things. I was
Yeah.
plugged into outlets around the area. If that box was there, they're gone. But me, I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
there's got to be a reasonable explanation for this. Well, it just kept going. Now, like, I have like ghost hunting equipment, walkie talkies. Those are going off at the same time in middle of the night, and they're not even on.
Oh
And then
man.
I've got I've got my phone doing stuff. I've got, lights are, it's crazy. So I remember saying to my son, I was like, Brody, we got to get this out of here. And he's like, I'm not afraid of it. Leave it in here. Not even 2 minutes after I left, boom, you hear the chair break. He's on the ground. I was like, all right, I'm getting rid of this. So I went out to my car, which is right in front of the house, but I went and I reached along the side of it, and my seat, and I was nowhere near this, went full speed ahead, what it felt like pushing forward. And I'm pretty convinced it was trying to break my wrist. And so
Oh boy, really?
I was, and the worst part is I have my car started. I'm leaning across the seat, so nobody can even see me. And if they did, I don't know if I'd be more embarrassed that they saw me and I was now trapped in the opposite, like on the passenger side down in the
Yeah.
car, or if I would just have been so relieved for some stinking help at that point.
Oh yeah,
But
no doubt.
it was bad for like 20 minutes. I sat like this, and I finally like wormed my way out, and I was like, I'm getting rid of this thing. So it was going. I talked to my buddy David Merlin. There was talks of him because he knew Ed and Lorraine and that whole thing. So he was going to take it down. This is before Matt Rife bought it or anything down there. But it came to the point I had to spray it with holy water. And when I sprayed that sucker with holy water, the lid, that cross, well, you don't know about it, but I had a
Yeah.
cross that was on it. The cross breaks in two. It goes like something out of a horror movie, and then it was done. Like it just
Yeah.
like from that point forward. But I don't know where it went, Rob.
Oh man, no,
Where
that's
did it
worse.
go?
Where'd it go?
Yeah, I know, but I just let him go. No forwarding address needed. Where'd it go? But yeah, so just to kind of like let you know, no need to worry about that. I mean, you could have dropped them off as like doorstep items during Christmas, and I wouldn't have blamed you if it was anything like the one
Yeah,
I
no,
had.
thanks for that because I'm sure some people got some gifts. I just want I'm just wondering how many people had now that this place, well, I don't know. I haven't been there in years. I'm just wondering, number one, if the hill is still there, and I wonder if they saw any ghosts or weird stuff when they were skiing. I was always intrigued by that
Mm.
years later. But
So yeah.
crazy. But yeah,
So you
so that
had paranormal.
yeah.
Anybody else in the family, paranormal, ET, or Bigfoot?
No, not to my extent. My sister-in-law has seen some oddities, but I'm the guy. I'm the weirdo. You know.
Oh yeah, no, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm the weirdo
I
too.
embrace
Yeah.
the weird. You know, it's the way it rolls.
Oh yeah. Who wants to be like? I mean, I always say to people like, there's times, there's days, there's moments where I'm like, why did I get into the? It got into me, but why did I go? And I'm just like, man, there's such a small percentage of the population that actually gets to experience this.
Yes.
And you're one of the people in the Bigfoot, and they're not.
Yeah.
They just don't pick anybody, from my understanding. They just don't pick anybody.
Well, yeah, I got picked. But here's the thing, too. I've seen, okay, and it's a good point. I mean, we can talk about this briefly. I do believe once you experience something, at the early age, I saw what I thought were ghosts, then the UFO, then nothing really, though, Coley, until the shadow people, right? But then the Bigfoot was maybe a decade after I got divorced, maybe even 2 decades. I got divorced 32, so and I saw this when I was 2018. I was in my 40s or late 40s, whatever it was. But I think when you experience something, no matter what, I think everything's connected, and I think you're more apt to see these things, whatever the phenomena is,
Sure.
because we're open-minded people, and we believe because we've seen what we saw, right? Regardless of what anybody else
Yeah.
tells me, I know what I've experienced. So if you believe me, fine. If you don't, that's fine too. Don't really care.
Right. Yeah. Do you have people that come up and they're like, convince me that these are real?
No, not really, which is fortunate because I hate that question. But
I
what I
know.
don't do is what's evidence today, anyways, right?
Yeah.
I mean, my evidence is right here, right? I didn't
Right.
got any. I don't have pictures. I don't have footprints. I don't have this, that, or the other. But what I
That's what I
have
tell
is my
people. Get
my
out and see for
photographic
yourself.
memory.
Yep.
You know, and I think skeptics so are people that are kind of jealous in a way that they have never came across anything. So of course they have the right to be skeptical. Healthy skepticism is one thing, but just being a jerk about it's another thing.
Yeah. What he said. I
Yeah.
agree.
So
Yeah, people wanna always come. I even have a local, and I don't even care if he's watching. I've told him, and he's like, I'll post something serious, and then he like puts like, I mean, just on purpose to make, and he's like, I don't know if they can see me what's out there because he wants me to take him out, and he said to prove to him that these are real, and I said, I can't, I won't do that. I won't do that. I said, I wouldn't mind going out there showing you some of the techniques I use, how I signal, how I,
mhm.
scout out the area, how I scope out to the area, how I stay, just my
Yeah,
little tricks of the trade that I do, but I'm not proving anything to anybody. I'm
yeah,
way past that.
yeah.
Not
It's exhausting, and I don't bother. Hey, it is what it is.
yeah.
And
I always feel
I'm over
like
it.
there's people in the field that are newer, and that is kind of like their I'm not going to say I put in my time, but I put in my time with those calls. So I find a little fresher in this,
Hmm.
maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know. But no, it's definitely not me. I can't even
No.
entertain that.
Yeah. And
I spent so long, and I'm not sure about yourself, being told like, "Oh, how do you know what you saw?" Like that
well,
and until
yeah.
you really get
Okay.
into it.
My best friend, I love him dearly. He's annoying. He's like a vampire energy nut. I mean, every time I see the guy, I'm exhausted. Saps out all my energy. But I've known him since
Yeah.
seventh grade. He thinks I didn't see a Bigfoot when I tell you the story. He thinks it was misidentification, and I said it was not. Yeah, he's the same guy that wants me to believe that he saw a ghost. Oh, yeah.
What did
You
he
want me?
misidentify it
He
as?
says it was probably a bear or something. I said, dude, where I saw my encounter, there's no bear there. In this part of Michigan, there's no bear.
Yeah.
Again, it wasn't a moose. We don't have moose. It wasn't a deer.
I
So
think he
anyway,
was
I
really
get mad
close.
thinking about this
Yeah.
friend of mine, but he's the only one. He gives me more of the business than anybody, and he's my best buddy. So, but it
Tell him
does
his
get frustrating.
paranormal story sucked, and you
It did
don't
suck.
believe him.
Yeah. Well, he told me his, which I think does suck, to be honest with you, but I believe him. But yeah, he don't, because I believe in the ghosts too, right? I mean, oh yeah, that was a misidentification. That was probably somebody that had a, you know, I don't know, whatever they do. It was, I don't know. I blow them off, and I'm getting frustrated talking about them right now.
I
But yeah, but
know.
anyway, people like that, I have no use for. Bottom line.
He said it right here. Me either. Me either. I'm just over that. I'm over those people.
Yeah,
I'm
so.
sorry. Maybe you can work your way back in my graces years down the road, but for right now, you're just like, it's so irritating. When I get irritated like that, I know I can't go around them either. So I
Yeah.
just said, like, I have to avoid you. You're gonna make, you're just gonna make those comments about, and then they'll be like, everywhere we go, do you have to say something about the UFOs? Well, I didn't, but now that you just said that, now I do. Now I
Yes,
feel
now
compelled to
yeah,
do
I
so.
do that too, actually.
I know,
I
right?
do.
Guilty as
I like
charged.
to stick that and just twist it. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
But that's just me.
yeah, me
But,
too. Me too. I like that about you, Rob. I like that about you.
well, thank you. Hey, thanks for having me on, by the way, and hello to all the people out there. I'm not really chatting up much. See a lot of people I know, so thank you for coming on and checking out Coley.
Yeah.
SNX Radio.
Yes, yes. So to the people that are here, I know we can just get some housekeeping. Let them know what your YouTube is because Rob is streaming now. So please get over and subscribe to his channel if
Yeah.
you have not already.
Yeah, well, thanks for that. I
Oh yeah,
noticed some people saying, "How come there's so many people and I don't see them?" Yeah, Coley said I could stream this on my channel, which thanks
hmm
for that because I normally don't do that, but we worked it out. So yeah, so this is on my channel, Bigfoot in Michigan. Rob's name of my channel on YouTube. So
Awesome.
yeah, if you want to subscribe, that'd be awesome. I've got almost 6,100 subs, and same as Coley, I interview experiencers, researchers, and I also break it up and do story time, and I do a late night into the bazaar with my girls. So I'm on three live shows a week, and there's a podcast out there too, but it's on all the platforms. Bigfoot Michigan Rob is really what you need to do, and I got 2 books on Amazon. Bigfoot Michigan Rob presents true cryptid encounters. Just type Bigfoot Michigan Rob in your Amazon browser, and you'll pull them up, and they're relatively cheap. And thanks for that. Let me plug that really quick. And thanks to everybody for coming on in. And thanks for having me on. Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I went to go get your YouTube channel. Could you hear all that nonsense that was in the
I
back?
heard nothing. No.
You didn't hear anything?
No, I heard nothing.
Oh crap! It was one of your videos, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, trying to get it to
Oh.
trying to get it down because I wanted to go ahead. If anybody could put Rob's link in the chat, and then I can get that put up there because I just tried to do it, and I was like, oh, I think I
Yeah.
better just get
Oh,
back to
I
the
know.
show.
Multitasking. I stink at that too.
Oh, I know. I was enabled for a lot of years, and I was like, sometimes it is StreamYard, but sometimes it's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's StreamYard again.
Well,
Here we
the thing
go.
is, for me, on StreamYard that we're both on, right? I got to go to my phone and open that up and then drop a link. And for me, it's just a pain in the you know what.
Yeah.
So usually moderators drop links for like my guests, usually. And there I see it down there. Timmy,
That's cool.
yeah.
You got good mods. That's important. Mods are of
Yeah, mine are
utmost
pretty
importance.
good. So,
Well, we'll have to get working on them. If not, gonna get
yeah.
the axe on Rob's channel. You guys better step it up a game here.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, they're all good.
no,
You
I'm
have good
joking.
people. My people are good, all my audience. So,
Oh,
the one thing that I notice across the board is a lot of
fantastic.
great people that follow all of us. So,
Isn't it fantastic? And I love bridging some of the gaps. So I'm like, if you like my channel, you're going to like, I like the guests that are on my channel. Not everybody's going to, but I'd say batting. I mean, where I'm about it, with people that I very rarely find somebody that I really even like, this is a good, guest or interesting. I love,
yep,
check out their content that anybody has had any problem with. So it's like, man, we want to get to know more people. The
yeah,
stronger we are, we're stronger together. It's like,
yeah,
we don't always have to do, but when you have that in the community, and I was like, some people are like, oh gosh, I always say, I'm not your competition. I'm
no,
not your competition. I'm only here. I'm doing my own thing. All right. I'm doing my own
yeah.
thing.
I
And
don't
it's
look at
just
it
like,
that. I got you 100%. I don't
Yeah.
look at this competition. It's just competitive. Sure, it is, but life has
Well,
got to
I'm
be
competitive.
competitive.
Yeah.
Everybody's competitive.
I was on roller derby for God's sakes.
Oh,
That's
I
like
can
runs in
imagine.
my blood, you know? It's
Yeah, I can
like
imagine you were pretty good at it. I can tell by your persona already.
yeah. Constance Mayhem. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was so my I still skate, dude. I just like adventurous, like zip lining and
Oh, yeah.
flipping off the zip line. Like anything dangerous, Robin, it's like I'm there. I'm totally there.
I used to be that way, but I will tell you this: you can't catch me on a roller coaster now. I would not go on one
No,
today. I don't know that I would. And they got some insane ones today now.
I know. Oh my God, my son got me on one and didn't tell me what it was. I was going to kill him. He definitely, it was the biggest prank yet. And I had no idea. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. He thought I was talking the entire time. And roller coasters are supposed to go out straight ahead anyway, you
Okay.
know, but my kid's got to be the funny one. And so we're sitting there and just about ready to take off. And this will be the last story, I promise. But he's like,
No, you're
hope
fine.
you survive. I hope you survive. And I was like, what do you mean by that, Brody? What do you mean what do you mean you hope I survive? You know, and I'm
Right.
sitting there and because I had neck surgery a few years back. So I'm apprehensive about these dang things anyway. But I'm, you know, and then at Magic Mountain, their big thing is to let you go before you're ready. So they're standing there like, we're going to just, if anything, zoom out ahead. But no, the one ride I swore up and down I would never go on. The one ride I swore like there was no stopping it. That thing opened up the back way. I went up 350 feet or whatever god
Oh,
awful
yeah.
height it was, and then thought I don't think I've been the same since. I said to Brody, I will get you back for that someday. I will get you back for that someday.
And I'm sure
Prank
you will.
Bravo. Oh yeah, I will.
I'm
You know,
sure
I
you will.
won't even just like I sit on it. I'm like, yeah, once in a while, you know, but I said it's got to be that good. It's
Yeah.
got to be that good.
It's
But
got
yeah,
to
so
be.
getting back to all this.
Yeah.
So this is fun and exciting and you're out go into what happened in summer of 2018.
Yeah. This is really how it all kind of culminated for me, really, and put it all together. So anyway, it was June. The date was June 15th of 2018, and my girlfriend at the time, Cindy, told her, I said, "Hey, honey, we're going to the Manistee National Forest, actually Lake Cadillac, which actually that's one of the lakes, and the adjoining lake was Lake Mitchell."
Mm.
And she says, "Oh, what are we gonna do out there?" I said, "Well, I'm going fishing and taking you along," which she wanted no part of. But I said, "Look, there's other things for you to do too. There's shopping, there's little restaurants, this, that, and the other. So it's a nice blend for both of us." She goes, "Okay." So it's funny. It was pretty cool because a buddy of mine at the time was in real estate, and he had a cottage for sale, and he said I could use it for that weekend, and he also provided me this really ragtag small like skiff fishing boat, which was like barely 8 inches out of the water, And Lake Cadillac is a pretty sizable lake. Um, in fact, what it is a lot of small businesses surround it. Some beautiful homes, $1 million homes, $100,000 homes. So it's a working middle class, mixture of all sorts of folks, and so very pretty, very very nice. And we're out about 10 in the morning. Of course, I wanted to get out at 6 in the morning fishing, but she wanted no part of that. So 10 a.m. Here we are. We take this little boat, get on
6
Lake Cat.
a.m. Oof.
Yeah, well, that's when you catch your fish, Coley. You know that 10 a.m. Shit, they're sleeping. So we're out on the boat on Lake Cadillac, and for about an hour, nothing is boring. And again, there's not even a nibble. So we're exploring, looking at all the houses, this, that, and the other. I said, "Yeah, why don't we just explore and tool around the lake a little bit?" And I have to paint this picture because it's really important to the story. This day, it was a beautiful day. It was bright blue skies, orange sun, brilliant forest background, brilliant emerald green forest, this, that, and the other. So we're tooling around Lake Cadillac, and I've come across this canal. Now, this canal connects to the adjoining lake, Lake Mitchell. Now, Lake Mitchell backs up to the Manistee National Forest. I mean, it's the backdrop is the beautiful lake and the beautiful plush forest. Yes, there's some homes around there. In fact, I do recall a small little park, but certainly not as surrounded in abundance like Cadillac. I said, "This is nice, hon. All right, let's kick back again. Middle of the week, not a holiday, hardly nobody that I recall on the lake. So I take this little skiff, this little piece of, what boat. So I get maybe 90 feet from the shoreline, and I put this little Minn Kota motor on, and I'm kind of trolling it. I'm trolling, and we're just kind of hovering outside the shoreline. Cindy, at this point, I got to tell you, she was a sun goddess, already had a ripping tan head to toe. That's kind of important to bring up as well. And so I'm redoing our tackle, our bait. So I'm sitting in the boat, looking down, and I'm adjusting our lures. And Cindy's kind of standing up, looking to the shoreline. And she says, "Rob, I think someone's throwing rocks at the boat." I'm like, "What?" I look up. I said, "There's no one there. I didn't hear or see nothing." She goes, "Yeah, I think so, though." I said, "Well, I doubt it. I don't see anybody. There's hardly any areas for people to stand." Now, yes, there were a couple 8, 9 foot patches where, yeah, I guess you could stand. So I go back to taking care of the tackle and the bait. More emphatically, she says, "Rob, someone's throwing rocks at the boat. I just seen one. You didn't hear that?" I'm like, "No." I look out, nothing there. I said, "Look, let's get the lines in the water, and I'll join you. We'll look together." "Okay, fine," she says. So going about my business with the bait, the tackle, and then for whatever the reason, I look up into the sky, the air, brilliant day, and I see this object at the time. It's kind of falling out of the sky, and it lands in a kerplunk,
Did you say
boom.
it's kind of fallen out of the
Kind of
sky?
falling out of the sky. I look up and I see this object plummeting towards Earth, right?
Yeah, it's just kind of coming down
Yeah, I'm thinking, was
here.
it a dead bird? I didn't hear no gunshot go off. It ain't no bird. Sure enough, it's a rock about the size of a baseball.
Oh,
Boom.
wow.
About 4.5 feet in front of the boat. So now I feel bad because I know that's a rock. It had been tossed, and I go to turn to my right to Cindy and kind of apologize to her. And I look
I
to her.
might have or were you like, "I was wrong. There's a rock up there."
I look to her. I go, "Yeah," but I look at her, and she is asphyxiated, staring at the shoreline. And as I made mention, she already had a golden brown tan, and head to toe, Coley, she was drained of almost that. Her color was like white,
Oh.
and she's looking at something. I can feel her. I could sense her
Yeah.
vibration. Right. I look to the shoreline and standing there. This creature, I'm gonna call it a Bigfoot, 9 foot tall, at least, head to toe covered in reddish brown hair. It's maybe 4 foot wide, barreled looking, and I'm very close. We're 90 feet, and we're controlling very slow, and I'm trying to slow it up and look at this thing. The face was gray and kind of wrinkled, and it looked human. And it had these big opaque eyes, and they're offsets. It kind of looked like a person that had a stroke or maybe Down syndrome. It was odd looking.
Huh.
And the front of the chest was again the same gray, and it kind of looked. It was just hanging out, staring at us. Oddest thing, and kind of creepy. It wasn't nothing I've ever seen in my life.
That's interesting.
And then listen though. Then all of a sudden it kind of rolls its shoulders back, and the arms, which were on its side, he kind of lifted them up parallel to the water. And that head, the gray skin and everything, the skin got very taut, and it kind of rolled back, and his eyes got
Oh.
black, and his skin almost looked like a purplish color. And it
Oh.
metamorphosed into something else, and then it dropped its jaw down, and there was a set of teeth up top, 2 incissors, like dog-like teeth. They weren't like the chiclet teeth; they were like pointed, yeah. And 2
Yeah.
incisors coming up from the bottom of the mouth, and it
The
opens this mouth, Coley, and I swear you could fit a softball in it. But here's the crazy thing: it roars and with this open and gaped mouth, it screams and roars at us, all in unison. I can feel the reverberation just come across that lake, and it strikes me and Cindy. I feel it hit me. I can feel it in the depths of my
Oh,
heart.
I bet you can. For
And then
sure. You
Cindy,
probably don't ever shake it.
Cindy's 5'1", about 109 pounds at the time. She gets hit and she flips into this off this small ass boat into the lake.
Oh, wow.
Now she could swim, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, and this roar is like crazy. And here's the crazy. This story's so crazy. I now try to turn to my right to get her because I want to help get her in the boat, obviously, and I'm terrified. But all of a sudden, as I made mention earlier, that brilliant blue sky, the green emerald forest, that reddish brown color coat of this creature, I'm now seeing like through a filter, like everything is black and white, a grainy filter, and it seems like time stood still. And I go to my right, I can't move. I'm paralyzed. I cannot move. I'm
Wow.
shaking my head. Rob, man, you got and that now scares me. And I don't know what's going on with me. I'm shaking my head. Rob, snap out of it. Snap out of it. I do. I get my cognizance back. I go in. I get Cindy, pull her up into the boat. I look to the shoreline, and again, I'm scared because I don't see this thing in sight. I'm like, where the hell is it? And I'm like, man, I don't know. I whipped that little crappy boat around and I jettisoned across, Lake Mitchell, got to that canal, crossed Lake Cadillac, and I hit the shoreline somewhere, parked the boat, launched it, or, whatever. I docked the boat, grabbed Cindy, we get out, and she's shaking, frigid cold she was, right? I had some towel or something we had wrapped around her or whatever. I mean, she's not wearing a bikini. She had clothes on, but, it was summertime.
Right.
So we're walking up, and I see this, maybe a half a block ahead, I see something which appears to be a restaurant / bar type of thing, right? I
Nice.
go, let's
Bar
go in there.
food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
food, whatever. So let's go in there. She's like, yeah, let's go. Get inside. Again, like it's middle of the day. It's like maybe right about this time. It's probably a little after lunchtime. I get in. I look to my right. There's nobody to the right. There's two people like on the end of the bar doing whatever. Look to the left. Nobody on the left. And on the left side's all booths. So I went back to the far left, the furthest booth in the far corner. Cindy and I get there. We sit down across from each other. We're looking at each other, not saying a word. The bar girl comes up. What you guys having? Looks to Cindy first. Now Cindy, not a drinker. Never seen her drink a drop in her life. During this time, I owned a bar, and she would come see me at the bar. Never drank. She drank iced tea or coffee. She goes out of a bottle of Bud Light and a shot of Jack Daniels, and I'm like, okay, yeah.
Keep them coming.
Yeah,
Keep
and
them
then
coming.
the girl, yeah, well, listen to this. The girl goes to me, goes, "What did you have?" And I said, "Give me the same. I'll take a double." You know. So, no, so caught my throat. Anyway, sorry about that. So anyway, we're still not saying nothing. We're waiting for our drinks, I guess. We're just kind of looking at each other, pondering, trying. We're still probably in shock too, you know. Barmaid comes up, get a bottle of Bud Light in front of Cindy with the shot. I get 2 bottles of Bud, 2 shots. Cindy takes that shot of Jack, throws it down like a champ, like she's been drinking 20 years, washes it down with the Bud Light. I do the same. She goes to me finally, honey, what do you think that was? And I say, honey, I don't know what that was. What do you think? And I throw the question back at her. We've never talked about Bigfoot in our life together. I mean, which is almost going on 2 years, I think, at this time.
So this is like really weird. You're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
that out there. What did you think that
Yeah. And
was?
she goes, I think it might have been that Bigfoot creature, she says. I go, man, because I knew about Bigfoot myself just from Leonard Nimoy and all back in the day, but I never really paid much attention. And I always thought something like that existed, always an open mind. I saw the shadow people, I saw the ghosts, I saw the UFO, why not Bigfoot? But I never told people my beliefs. I'm like, yeah, honey, I think it might have been. Then she says to me, you think we should report it to the DNR or call the police? And I'm like, and tell them exactly what?
Right.
She goes, yeah, good point. So
Yeah, what are you gonna tell
unfortunately,
them?
yeah, what are you gonna tell them? Oh,
All
these
right, well,
guys,
Dave, can't
yeah,
call them then,
they
It's
came
like,
from southern Michigan to northern Michigan, and they, whatever. So I said, yeah, we're not doing that. Unfortunately, though, our weekend was kind of shot, and so we went home a few days early. But as soon as we got home, now she never lived with me; she lived with her ma, and we immersed ourselves into Bigfoot. In fact, I started going online. I never knew about YouTube. I never had a channel. I never watched YouTube except how to watch. I watch music on it, like concerts.
yeah.
So I'm online. She's online. So I'm typing Bigfoot demons, doing the same on YouTube. Never came across anything that I was interested in or matched up to what I was looking at. So I was kind of disappointed. So was she. So now that was June 15th, 2018. August 15th of 2018, I get a call. Again, she didn't live with me. She lived with her mom. Her mom despised me because I owned a bar. I was the devil incarnate because I owned a bar and I peddled booze, so
Oh,
I was
back then,
bad.
no, Rob, how many years ago is that? Because I could hear that a Catholic family maybe
Yeah,
coming from.
Catholic. Oh,
Oh
100%
yeah,
Italian,
yeah.
100%. I'm
Mm.
Catholic myself, but man, Italiano, 100%. And they're strict Catholic devout, right?
Oh boy, oh boy.
So yeah, the mom and she never let me in her house. I met her like twice, and once I found out I owned a bar, that's it. I'm the devil. She calls me, and I'm like, who the? I don't really recognize.
Satan, yeah.
Yeah, and I go, hello. It's in the morning, and it's Cindy's mom. She goes, I wanted to tell you, Cindy died this morning. Passed
Oh
away of
my
a heart
God.
attack. Passed away of a heart attack, and I know something went down over that weekend. And I happen to think you're somehow was involved in this, and you're not allowed to the funeral. And if you're there,
What?
I'm gonna have my sons exit you from the premises. Don't show
Oh
up.
my
And she's like
God.
almost threatening me, like she's gonna have me beat up. Sure enough, I found out when this was. I went up there, and sure enough, she was right. I was not allowed. I got thrown out by these two big guys.
Oh my God.
To this day, it's kind of unclear on how she died because a heart attack, like I told you, she didn't drink or smoke. And I get it. People pass on every day. It's some of
Yeah, but
mystery. I
this
get
is
all that.
like,
But
what?
my thing,
Go out. Give me a timeline here. Like, how
well, okay.
soon?
Yeah. Well, actually, June 15th, 2018
Okay.
experience. August 15th, 2 months later, in the morning of that day,
Mm-hmm.
boom, Cindy's gone. So we were 2 months together investigating online and stuff.
Oh, but you're investigating. Continue. Okay.
She
Okay.
and I immersed ourselves in the subject. I mean, we were
Oh,
like, wow, yeah.
anytime you really do experience something, I did the same thing with UFOs.
Yeah.
It lived, breathed, and ate it. It was
Oh,
like
that's
for
all
that
we
time.
did. I mean, we locked
Yeah.
myself in my house. When I was off work, we're Bigfooting.
We can find
Look,
out today.
researching.
Oh, for
She's
sure.
at my bar. She's in the bottom office online. But we're not coming up with anything. And I got in touch with all these yahoos that I didn't believe them. I thought they were. I got involved with the wrong people. I'll leave it at that. And they were just leading me astray. But so when she died is when I really lost it. I thought maybe I was kind of responsible in a way, and
Survivor's guilt.
nobody would help me.
Nope.
And so I went and told my bar manager, I said, hey, look, pal, I says, known you a long time. I'm taking a leave from absence. I don't know when I'm coming back. Here are the keys, lock up, put the money in the bank, don't rip me off. I know you won't. Boss, what's going on? I said, if I knew what was going on, I'd tell you there's something I got to work out. So when that happened, I went a deep, dark place for
I
6 months.
bet.
I was locked up. I thought I was going like crazy, crazy, and I was bad. I couldn't figure this out. First
Yeah,
of all,
but
I had no
you're going with
closure.
this lady, and then she dies suddenly. That happened
Ye-
with Brody, my son's
Wow.
dad. Not in the same way, but he died suddenly. My son was only 18 months old. I got the call one day, and it was like that type of grief, Rob. Like that type of grief, you don't just get over that. That it's
No.
not even that you didn't have time to prepare. It's the age. It's all of that. So that creates what they call complicated grief that that will go on for 10 years
Oh,
sometimes.
well, I tell you what, I never got closure. That's for sure. I couldn't even go to the funeral, man.
Yeah.
And then they think,
Oh
and
man.
I don't even know if her mom's alive today. I could care less, to be honest with you.
Well, I'm sure
So
you carried that a little bit of that with
I
you.
carry vengeance toward the Bigfoot creature for one, because I thought it did it. Because I thought when we got hit with that infrasound, I guess maybe that was, or some shockwave that it messed up her insides.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know today if that's so true, but I've heard people tell me there's a possibility. So so when I tell people all the time on my show, I don't call Bigfoot the big friendly forest giant because I don't believe that today. Now, yes, do I think they're murderers? No. Do I think they're the devil? No. If I lighten my stance, yes, of course. But at that time in 2018, I want to blow up that forest and I want to
Oh
skin that
yeah.
thing
I
and then
bet.
drape it in my bedroom carpet. I was gonna use it for a carpet. Beautiful
You were
reddish
going to go
brown.
to the taxidermist and call
Hell
it a
yeah.
day. Yeah.
So that was my mindset, and
I
I
don't blame you for feeling like that.
and
Not at
so
all.
and that's really how this is how I started getting into this gig, doing what I do today. Because the one thing I learned, I think that maybe she'd want me to do this today. I
Hmm.
believe that because she was as interested as I was to try to figure out this mystery.
Yeah.
So I started the channel. And I tell people every day, I don't care what your experience is, you're not going to be judged because I didn't walk in your shoes, you didn't walk in mine. That's why I do
Yep.
this today. I love doing it for people. And it's growing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good with it, and I love doing it. So I wrote 2 books. All the books I wrote are from people who have experiences don't want to come on the show because to me it's a way of giving back. Because I walked alone for a long time before I
Yeah.
finally got a hold of a great group of people that set me straight. Rob, you're not going crazy. You saw something. You saw something. So, but before that, it was getting laughed at, and people were trying to make a
Oh
dollar off
yeah.
me for the story. I'm like, get the hell out of here. So that's how my persona emerged in media is because of that. Had and I firmly believe this today. If she wouldn't have passed away, I wouldn't be sitting in the back of a mic today. So I kind of dedicate what I do to her.
It came across like when, like, I, grew up a medium, so I'm able to hear, kind of communicate. But it came across that because with Billy, I really struggled too. There's a lot of unanswered around his death, and he was tried to move his body, all this stuff. And I like from time to time would get really angry and upset, and I was serious about this. I'm like, I'm coming and I'm throwing
Yeah.
stones at your grave site first off,
Mm.
and I was like, I was like upset with him, and then man, it kind of shifted because I said, "Why would you do that?" And he said, "Because you could not do what you are doing today if I were still here."
Oh yeah.
And I was
Huh.
like,
I feel it. Gosh, yeah, that hits me. I get that.
yeah, so like he said, the mic. I was a, I took, I took like speech class, and I was so horrible. Rob, I couldn't like every speech that I had done ended in a complete disaster. I mean, like if there was a PowerPoint or anything up, I'd push the button, even though those old projectors
Yeah,
you had.
yeah. Oh God, I hated
light
those.
light burns out, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this is great. So now the computer, and then my phone starts ringing in the middle of, and it's in aviation. I was in aviation school at the time, so they're wanting, this, and I was like, oh, you're killing me with this.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until later that I finally, lost, because I would have thought you were insane if you told me that I would be doing something like this. I'd have been like,
Yeah.
yeah, right. And that's real funny. That's pretty young.
Ironically, no, that's awesome for you. Things happen for a reason. But I will say this on a side note. When I grew up, I wanted to go into broadcasting as a kid. I wanted to go be a sportscaster or a news person,
Oh,
right?
that's awesome.
But my dad talked me out of it. Man, you know how hard that is, to get a job. It's so competitive. So I went into business. My dad told me go into computer science because you'll be a millionaire when you're 50. And of course, he was right about that. I said, Dad, that's too boring, computer. Because when I went to college, there was no such thing as a computer. I did everything. I had to do microfiche, read books.
Oh boy,
So I'm
we
losing.
didn't
I
have
got
the internet when I went to
no
college.
internet. I had to type
Mm-mm,
all my papers. I
you must
paid
be
paper.
close to me in age.
Yeah, I'm in my
Right,
50s.
I'm in my 40s.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
I'm the tail end of the 70s. I was born in 79.
Well, I got a decade. I was born in '67.
Well, we still didn't have computers then either, so
No, yeah.
Man, you guys, we even had the Oregon Trail. Did you ever win it? I mean, I don't know the difference. There's like until after that, but yeah, it was crazy. And college did not have it. We had like
Yeah.
just went and typed, and it didn't matter if we copied and pasted and just changed a few letters. They didn't
Yeah.
find it back then.
And that's what these kids do. I tell you what, though, I'm so glad that when I went to college that I did it the right way, studying, going to the library, learning how to use microfiche and read, because I know these kids today with the computer, copy and paste, you don't learn nothing. You don't even
No,
probably read it,
no.
you know?
Yeah, and, it's just fine, but they make all these adjustments. I know when the whole like COVID thing happened, my son was out of school for a period of time. It got so depressing for me, and I was like, okay, you take two subjects, I'm gonna take two subjects, and we got this. We got to get through this. I took notes even, and I took extensive notes the second time around. But no, by the third time I failed it, I was like, there is something wrong here. I was calling this. I said, I don't know what this is, but this is not homework that anybody can. I couldn't even Google it. They had. I was like, this is crazy. This is crazy. I'm gonna get out
Yeah.
my Encyclopedia 1969 Britannica and reference that.
Hey, listen, I've been there, done that. Yeah, all that stuff. I mean, we're in the same boat with that. And do you even know? Because I first tried to type. Well, I took typing in high school, but I had enough credits to graduate high school my senior year. And typing, I never went to class. So I'm a
Oh,
terrible typer. And so I had to
the
pay
terrible
people.
typer.
Yeah, I had to pay people. I'm a great typer now, obviously.
Oh, the old $5.
I paid people to type my papers. Yeah.
Sure, that's okay. I've done that too a
And then
time or
and
two.
then when I did graduate, the wonderful invention of technology was the word processor,
Bum bum bum.
which was great to have back going to college, just to type.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
of course,
Well,
I missed
we
that
had
one.
like the green screens just came about because it was
Yeah.
95 when it all, but
Oh,
everything
yeah.
hadn't evolved. The technology hadn't
Yeah.
evolved. Do you
Yeah.
remember web TV? Tell me you
Rings a
remember web.
bell. Probably.
It's like in between. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, I know. It was yeah, boy, technology is really advanced now. Now you can speak
I
into a
know.
mic and they'll type you whatever you want with AI, which is crazy.
As they're trying to eventually, yeah, you're not gonna know the difference between me typing and them typing. I don't know.
Yeah, they can
They're there.
simulate our voices. They can do anything.
Oh yes.
It's
Oh yes.
crazy. It's kind of scary in a way. I'm all for technology, but I tell you, it's a scary, scary thing. You think ghosts and Dogman and Bigfoot scary. Humans are more scary with this technology.
Yes. It really is. And I said what makes me mad AI is that now I can't tell the difference other than yours. The AI ones look impeccable and have the, I'm like, oh, that's AI. But I mean,
Yeah, of
up until
course.
this point, they're coming closer and closer. Where I'm not going to be able to distinguish between the two of them, and that sucks. And that really does suck for the evidence because
That's
CGI, you could do, turn
I
up your
feel you
stuff
with
and you
that.
can whatever.
Oh
But
my gosh, you're right. Because I really do. When people send me stuff, I really earnestly look at it, and then I see stuff that I know is so AI and cool looking, which is cool for a thumbnail for YouTube. That's great artwork.
yeah, no, that's
But
great. But
you know
yeah,
what
the
sucks is,
real,
but you know what sucks? What if one day, and I don't think I would ever, if I ever got that $1 million shot of a Bigfoot, I don't think I'd publish it. People say they'll say it's AI, anyways.
but yeah. So what
You
would
know,
you do with it?
I don't know. I'd have to really think about. I'm not gonna make a snap judgment in a week. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm gonna
Um,
think it through the avenues to
mhm,
go.
you
Have
should,
I think they do have soft. I bet they
but you
probably have
need to have it
technology
backed up.
now.
Just to
Yeah,
make sure they don't take it from you, like
we'll
in the past.
copyright it. I would just copyright it. But here's the thing too. I think that they got to have it by now. If you can run it, because right now I feel bad for authors. Because AI can write you a book, but they do have things where
No.
you can run it through. You can run it through a computer now, and it'll tell you if it's AI written. So there are ways to figure out if something's
Hmm.
fake or not.
Well, when I went to grad school, it was all Turnitin, and then so we had to submit our papers, and I was like, "Oh, what do you mean?" Like, so my whole and I would copy and paste. Not that I would, but I would use it as reference, and then I would type down below, but but here it was leaving breadcrumbs to where, and I was like, what is wrong with this thing? So I'd have to open up a second document so I could paste it in there. It's just the way my brain works. I can't carry 50 books around with me in the library. It doesn't work that way, but they started, in that way. And I remember one teacher got so mad, and I'm like, you don't understand. I took a little time off here, and I'm coming from a word processor. We didn't have like, keyboard classes. We had typing classes.
Yeah,
A,
yeah,
A.
yeah. I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, in fact, it was called typing class, and I remember not, like I told you, I never went. I blew it off. I didn't go to that class. I showed up for my uh, the final exam or whatever. I had to take the test at least. I couldn't even light up a margin. I mean, I said, "Oh, I turned in Mr. Hellner was his name. I remember all my teachers. My memory is like photographic for stuff like that. I said I turned it in, and I took a pen and wrote my name. Turned in the blank type page. Looked at, well, Robert, there's nothing on here. I said, yeah, I never showed up in class. I don't know how the hell to type. See you later.
Connie
Yeah,
Baylor was mine.
you
Isn't that
know.
funny? I don't remember any of them, but I do. There's a couple I remember, and hers was one of them for
Yeah,
typing.
I I do remember quite a bit of my teachers. Sister Alexine, first grade. I remember her. Periwinkle was her favorite color. Yeah.
So, Rob, what was your favorite? Like, were you a class favorite? Were you a class clown? Were you a class not to have gone to class? If you were there, you're gracing them
I
with your presence.
no, I went to class. Don't get me wrong. My electives, I didn't go because I loved going to my senior year was a blast going to school. I just didn't go to typing class. I was kind of popular. I was voted the cutest nose. Um, yeah, I remember that. And then
Aw,
and
Rob with the
friend, and
cutest nose.
I was actually true story voted most friendly senior, and
I
my
bet
brother
you were.
got the same thing 2 years later. So yeah, so it kind of runs
So
in
he
the
lives
family.
in your shadows forever.
Yeah, yeah. But
That's
I had a
awesome.
great time in high school. I would trade it in. I had two lockers, I mean, and I had
I can
speech.
see this.
It was great. I took drama and speech classes my senior year, which were my two favorite classes.
Oh.
Because
See, you were meant for this. I failed speech class,
oh
including class.
no, I was an A
Yeah, the
student in
first round.
English. I was an A student in English and in chemistry and trigonometry. My poor mother had to see Dr. Lupo, Mr. Lupo, and Mr. Kelsey, and talk them into giving me a D
PhD.
minus because I was getting F's.
Oh,
So I was terrible.
oh.
I'm very bad with math.
Yeah, I'm science, like earth science,
Yeah, I
especially
was good
earth
at earth science and biology, but chemistry, you needed math, and I sucked at math. So it didn't work for me.
And now they have a calculator, and now they have programs that do this
I
for
know. That's
you.
what I mean.
I tried to tell them.
Kids don't have to study today.
No, they do not.
And kids
No,
today
they.
are probably a lot. I don't want to say anything negative. You and I are
Oh, I
smarter
have
than
a
the kids
son. He's
graduating.
17. He hears all about his generation and how
Yeah.
they think that they're just, and he told me, he said, does your generation have to be so intense? And I said, yes.
Yes.
Look at what
Sure.
happened to you guys. We're
Yeah.
picking up, we're picking up, picking up that slack again.
There are
And I
kids
said, you
today can't
can't
even write a
change the
sentence.
definitions of everything. Yeah.
I
Or
my
cursive. It's like,
I got a buddy whose kid's like 23 years old, can't even write. You're not a dumb guy. Can't put together
yeah.
formulate two sentences. Writing
Huh.
wise. You know.
We got some work to do. We got some
Yeah.
work to do with the younger ones, and yeah, it's so funny because like my son, I always he's like frontliner, like we're out fighting for this and fighting for that, so he gets that part of it. But like I was asking him about a tire swing, and he's like, "Mommy, my generation doesn't know how to." And I said, "Brody, it's a flicking freaking tire with a rope, okay? And I know there's a little bit more specifications here, but if you guys get that far, we could figure it out." He's like, the kids in my generation, right? And I said, yes. He's like, they don't like to leave the homes in their video games, and the one can't go there because their parents are tracking them, and the other. And I was like, for real.
Yeah, for reals.
You guys, I don't know what to say, but yeah, pick better friends, Brody. Find some a little bit older or
Yeah,
something
right.
for
There you go.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Find a mentor. That's, Generation X or mentor or something. But these kids, yeah, they're so fun. I mean, clueless. If you hand them a cordless phone, I handed one and he's like, what do I do with this? And I said, for
Yeah,
real?
yeah. And even like the rotary phone. What is a rotary phone? I said, you know what I had to do? Because I never had kids. When I was married, my wife couldn't have any. I got nieces and nephews, and my friends all have kids. Would tell them this story about what I had to do on a Friday or Saturday night as I sat by my phone waiting for my buddies to call.
With
And if
no
they
double
never called,
line.
guess
Yeah.
what we did? We went and walked the
Oh, yeah.
streets to the until we found all the hangouts.
Oh, yeah. You walked
We
without a
walked.
cell phone and you made
Yeah.
it there
And you
alive?
made it there alive. And guess what?
Oh
You
my
always
goodness.
found the biggest parties. We walked
Oh
what we
yeah.
call the A Way. I went to Annapolis High School, and so the main boulevard was called Annapolis. We all call it the A Way. So when you were in doubt on the weekend, you walk to the A Way, and you just walk the A Way until you found your friends, and life was good.
That's the way it worked. Yeah, we would go too. We in a loop. We just always hit this
Yeah,
loop down around and back around. And
yeah.
it's true. And then we had pagers, and well, those were good only with a pay phone or a phone.
And then
So
you had to go
yeah.
5 miles to find a payphone.
Yeah, right. And then so it didn't really much, but sometimes it'd be like, okay, you pay. We got inventive kids. Okay, we'd say when you're so and so and you're here or you're getting near, page me. Write one for this, an extra on the side note. So we kind of learned how to decipher a little bit of these messages, but we made it work. We totally made it work, and we're
Yeah.
alive.
Hey man, we did make it work as kids, high school, college. We made it work. We made it happen. And these kids today, and I know we're going on a different tangent, entitled, give
I
me this, give me
know.
that. It's a show, it's a different show, but I get wound up with some of these kids. I just smile and say, okay, well, one day you'll figure it out. I hope.
That you hope you figure it out.
The kids. I
Oh
talk
yeah,
to
the
one day
kids.
you'll figure it out,
I'm
Johnny,
like, you got to figure it out,
Sally.
yeah. One day, and we're not going to say what day because it might be the end day, but you'll figure it out.
You'll figure it
Eventually, when nobody's tracking you anymore. That really bothers me too.
out. Oh yeah, I know.
I'm like,
Well,
Brody, do you not feel loved enough because I don't track your phone? And he's like, no, please don't. All the other parents and do, and then all their friends and their locations on Snapchat and their little. I said, Brody, you get the.
yeah,
Oh, this is crazy. Still
yeah.
unsafe.
Well,
But yeah, I don't know. That's the
my friends
tangent, but
that have teenagers track their kids.
I
I
won't do
said,
it.
get off the damn phone. Let them be. They'll be
Yeah,
okay. They'll call you if they're in trouble. That's why they got a cell phone.
right. Or the police will
Or the
if
police
they're down
will
there. Yeah,
get a hold of you. So
right. There's a party being busted. You just
yeah,
let me know about it. I'm glad to go pick them up. Like, yeah. It is crazy though that these are different times, and I guess too, and getting back into the old Bigfoot topic. I know we
yeah.
kind of, and I could talk to you all day. You're
Uh,
cool. I'm
I
one of
could
my
do that. Yeah,
people.
we were good.
And so I'm just wondering, like, go into it a little bit, like, what I know a lot of people talk about what are let's say, symptoms of him being around, or what are, like, some of the things that I know Daryl Denton, he talks about. Do you go gifting? Do you do stuff like that?
Yeah. Again, like I want to preface, I'm not really a Bigfoot researcher. I get out when I
Yes.
can. But doing a show for almost 4 years and 200 interviews, I know many
Or
qualified
what you,
people.
yes, the testimonies of the people that you've
Yeah.
heard.
And I will tell you this when it comes to gifting. Hey, listen, do what you want. I'm not going to criticize or condemn anybody or what they do, what their practices are.
Hmm.
I don't think it's a good idea to, if you gift marbles, non-food items, that's one thing. But these folks that give peanut butter and the Bigfoot digs it, right? And they're eating it all up.
Oh, peanut butter.
And let's say that let's say it's in an area 2 miles from your house, let's just say, or further. Don't matter really. What happens when you Coley stop giving them that peanut butter?
Come looking
Then all
for
of a
it.
sudden, late at night, they know where you live because it's their environment. They've been following you this entire time that you've been down,
Mhm.
and then they're around the perimeter of your home, and then they're
Uh-oh.
scratching and hitting your home. I mean, I don't want that, right?
You don't want
And then and
Bigfoot
then
coming
and
and
then they
borrowing
get
peanut butter in the middle of
irritated
the night,
at
right?
you. They might break your fence. Kill your chickens. I don't know. So I think the marbles, the things that is not food related, is a good idea. I don't think it's as. I'm not an advocate of. I like to if I sitting in the forest and observing from a distance, because I will tell you this: not a single person in this chat room is going to find a Bigfoot. They find you, and I'm convinced of that.
I've heard this a bazillion
You
times.
have, and I know it sounds
Yes.
cliche, but as long as I've been talking with people, that's what
The
they say.
same thing,
It's all your
yes.
intentions. If I wake up tomorrow morning, Coley, and I said, "Man, I'm gonna go out and look me do some squatching. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get me a Sasquatch," and that's my attitude. As soon as I get out of my truck into the woods, they already know I'm looking for them. They're gonna stay the hell away from me. The people that have the most encounters, though, and experiences are campers. What I've found, again, don't quote me as gospel. People that have limited knowledge of Bigfoot that take their families camping, oblivious to Bigfoot, and they're camping for a week in the woods, is where always I get the majority of my encounters from stories
Mm,
because they're there oblivious to the environment and Bigfoot's interested. They know their intention has nothing to do with them. So, yeah, and if you're there for a week, the longer you're there, the more apt they are to get a feel for you, get that vibe, that frequency, whatever it is, right?
right.
Those people are pretty successful. I know guys that have been talking to me, they've been researching
Hmm.
for 30 years, and it's their obsession is to find a Bigfoot. Sure, they found tracks, some breaks, this,
Mark,
that, and the
yeah.
other. But I've never seen a Bigfoot.
Huh.
I said, because you're looking, man, and they know it. And I'm not, hey, listen, you've been doing it
So
for
we gotta
30
not
years.
go not looking for Bigfoot.
Yeah, don't, I mean, that's my belief
How
system.
how
I
much
could be wrong.
sensory do you think that they have? Do you
Huh?
think that they
Part-
can do like I know with the paranormal, if I would go in, like I'll travel with teams and stuff and walk through as a medium, and before we go, it's about 3 days before I find out, and it's like they're tapping in. They know
Oh, yeah.
you're coming way before you know you're coming.
Yeah, they know. They
Is it
know as soon as before you get out of your car, probably.
like Bigfoot? Okay,
Yeah.
so they're kind of like they must feel that. Oh, that's interesting. That's real interesting.
Yeah, and here's the thing too that I don't know how much I buy this or not, but a good friend of mine, well, not a friend, a person that I've been speaking with throughout the years says once you have a Bigfoot encounter, you're marked. That word marked, which is kind of
Yeah,
creepy in
yeah.
itself, and they know where you're at. Like they have a homing device on you, whether you live in Michigan, Indiana, or Illinois. They
Oh, like
kind
they're
of
coming
they
back.
can sense your being, right?
Oh, okay.
You know, I mean, do I buy that? I don't know. Like I said earlier, I don't judge people. I don't dismiss what anybody says,
Right.
but I think they know who you are. Like I was saying that once the Sasquatch gets that vibration, you could live in Michigan, where I live in southeastern Detroit, Michigan,
Mhm.
and if I had an encounter in Upper Peninsula over the bridge, I can guarantee he knows where I live from what I've learned from other people. I believe that.
Be like a
How? I don't
Harry
know.
and the Hendersons type of.
I did never seen that. Every time someone says Harry and the Hendersons, I say sorry, I can't help you.
Oh, come on! You gotta watch
I
it. No
know, never
way.
seen it. I never even watched the Muppets.
Well, I can understand why. I mean,
I
I
mean,
wanted to like
I'm
take
not a
half of
big
them off and like
puppeteer type guy.
right. Harry and the Henderson though, that was good. That's what I envision if I came across. I'd be like, oh, we're just gonna kind of sneak you in, just be quiet,
Yeah,
like keep it down a little. Yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be my
and
route
I will tell
anyway.
you, I got you. I will tell you one other thing. I think that some of them do. I, I don't believe in that mind speak telepathy so much until I was doing a show where I had this lady out, and during mid through the show. Now they might have known my Bigfoot encounter. I don't know, but I told you my encounter. Now get this. This will blow your mind.
Mhm.
I tell the encounter pretty much 99% every time. I've told that my encounter 1,000 times, if not a million. Right? It's always the
Yeah.
same. I don't detract from anything.
somebody steal it?
No one stole it, but there was a red barn that I do remember in my experience. It has nothing to do with the encounter. I also saw a house. I also saw a park. I remember seeing a red barn. So it's not part of my story. It's boring. Who wants to? Who cares? So I was doing a show, and this lady says to me, "Hey, Rob, your Bigfoot's trying to mind speak with you. In fact, he's mind speaking with me during a live show." I'm like, "What? Okay, you're pulling my
Okay.
leg. You're pulling my
Yeah,
leg
right?
right now."
What are you thinking? Like, oh God, here
Yeah,
we
and I'm
go.
thinking, well,
Found another one.
I
Yeah.
know you probably heard my story, so I get it. So, what's he saying? He goes, Rob, his name is Delano. No, Denali. I go, what do you mean? He's
Like the
a
car.
pickup truck from Alaska? He's a GM truck in Alaska? And I'm making fun of it, right?
He doesn't like when you
No,
make
no, no,
jokes
not
at
at
him,
all.
Rob. Yeah, I know.
She goes, no, 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 not at all. He's communicating with me because he's been trying to reach out with you. He wanted to tell you he had nothing to do with the loss of Cindy. That you were in the area where his children were,
Oh
and he was just trying to
boy.
scare you. I'm like, okay, well, again, anybody can probably manufacture that in their mind and make that up. If you heard my story, I can see that.
Right.
But then when she goes, yeah, Rob, when he appeared, you didn't see him because he came from around the Red Barn. Now, I
Oh
never in my
boy.
story ever mentioned the Red Barn, not once. Not, I've told it a million
No.
times, never mentioned the Red Barn ever. So this lady, I almost fell out of my chair because now I'm like,
3 for 3.
I
Yeah,
said,
and that's pretty
wow, that's
compelling.
pretty damn good. Either you're great at what you do, and this is really the truth you're telling me because there is such a thing. So now today, I'm more open minded to maybe they got that communication.
Ah.
First Nations people communicate with them allegedly all the time, they say, and they're in spirit more than physical with some tribes, right?
So
So
do
I don't
you have a
know.
part Native American in your heritage?
Not that I'm aware of. I
Oh,
don't
okay,
know who
okay.
my grandfather was because my mom never. She don't know who her dad was, so I don't know all my nationality. But you
No,
never
my
know.
son's adopted. I always tell him like we just don't know who a party is. So it's okay though. Like big deal.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. Not that I know. I mean, as far as I know, we're Polish, German, and Ukrainian is my nationalities, and I don't know what my other grandpa was ever. I don't know what he was.
a lot of times in the way I ask is in the UFO area in the realm, it's usually the Irish or the Native Americans that you have some sort of background. I'm Irish background and being able to see spirits. So and that mediumship, those seem to go hand in hand for the UFO for whatever reason. So I was just curious if anything like that was with old Squatcher or if it
Yeah,
was totally different.
yeah, no, not to my recollection, anyways. But yeah, nothing there. But I know where you're going with that because I know a lot of what you brought up. I've heard many times that have this connection as well, right?
Right.
With this phenomena.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, so you're probably interested too. That and I'm trying to find information on blood types. I know this is your show, but if anybody out there in Rob's channel has anything, I have AB negative blood type and I'm looking for information on it to tie it into something else. So, yeah, just stuff like that though, and especially with experiencers, like I started deep diving, when I was in these groups and I'm like, so we find similarities, just similarities you see all along the line. Because I figure at some point they're trying to identify us because we're able to communicate with them. That's only, that's kind of putting it on the dumb down, like the whatever, just the 3-line version of this mound of stuff that I have found. But yeah, so I'm just curious. And when you said that, before, like if you go looking for them, most likely you're not going to find them. So how do you put your intent out there? Like, what are some strategies that, like, let's say you've heard or you've implemented yourself on that?
I just go out there, the intention. I'm very big on this. I met the Blondes in the Booze, Krista and Brandy about 4 years ago, and they keep pounding this intent into me, and I never really paid much yoo-hoo about it, right? But it's all about your intent, like in the paranormal and things of that
Yes.
nature, and it's what you project out into the universe, really. You know, if I'm, if I'm thinking about going out and getting that $1 million film, and that's my mindset. It's projected into the forest, into the environment.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm out there, hey, you know what? Try this. Okay, hey, yes. yes, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, I know you exist. I'm not here to hurt you or look for you. I just want you to know I'm coming on in. If you want to screw, I mean, I'm talking dumb right now, but just be so casual about it. You don't give a crap if you see him or not. Hey, yes, I'm coming into the woods. Creatures
I
of
know
the
you're good.
woods,
Okay,
man. I'm
okay.
here for you if you want me,
Yeah, and I don't really care if I
I
see
don't
you
care if
today or
I see or not.
not.
Because guess what? My number one goal is to catch me a big old lake trout or get me a
Okay.
deer. I don't care
Okay,
about
I'm down
you,
with this.
So that's I think
Oh, I like that. Okay. I'll
you
do
got
that.
to
I'll try that.
kind of just not give a crap about it. Like I said, most experiences that I've gotten from
I
people,
see. I don't. I don't. Yeah.
I mean, and and all these, I mean, it's quite prevalent. It's quite obvious if you're a hunter with a gun. Now, hunters always say, "I've never seen a Bigfoot." Well, I always say though is, well, number one, you're never looking for one, and number two, you got a gun.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they're gonna stay away. Yeah, I'm gonna walk into
See,
the
they've been
hood and
fired at one too many times, so you got to put those
yeah.
away. Yeah.
That's why I don't go into the inner city of Detroit. They brandish weapons, you know.
Yeah, so that right there, I get that. I've heard people say that before, and I'm like, well, yeah, they're out hunting and they're out, but the way you just said it, it's like the lights went on. I was like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, and you have a gun. You're not gonna get it. You're not gonna
yeah,
get near it.
yeah,
That's awesome. So, in your opinion, from all the data you've collected and
yep.
talking to people and testimonies, do you think that this is interdimensional? Do you think that's something that lives among us in the here and now, just goes undetected? You talked before about like some morphing of, Bigfooty doing some different
Yeah.
things or looking some different ways. What do you think it is? What is
Oh,
it all about?
I think that I think there's something physical about it, but I also think it walks in different dimensions. I think it's dimensional. I think it's the one I saw was certainly physical. And then when it metamorphosized, as I say, further research on that. I looked up a baboon, which is still an ugly a monkey or whatever you want to call it, right? Ape, whatever. They got that look about it, but when they are on the attack or scared, they metamorphosize their face, totally discombobulates into something creepy looking as well. So I'm thinking that was the defense mechanism of mine. Ron Moore has been on my show many times, and I
Oh
kind of
yeah.
subscribe to the quantum theory where they can convert mass into energy.
What is it, Ron Moorhead? Is that who you're
Yes,
talking
Ron
about?
Moore. You
Okay.
should look him up, get him on.
Well, no, Daryl Denton's he's come on quite a
They're
he's actually
Daryl and Denton and him are friends.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah, big
Ron I've
buddy.
had on like twice, and very great guy. In fact, he told me, Ron Moorhead told me this the first time I had him on the show a couple years ago. He says, "Rob, if you would have came up to me 30 years ago and said you thought that Bigfoot was paranormal or something not physical, I'd have said, young man, I would have turned you around and said, see you later." Very most recent show I did, he says, and he brought that conversation up we had. He says, Ron Moorhead now believes they walk dimensions and they could even be alien to some extent. But he doesn't believe they're just physical, but they have a paranormal element, you
Hmm.
know.
No, Jessica Jones will say the same thing. All roads lead to ET. That's what she feels like.
Well, I've had, isn't it funny how, and I know you've heard this before, how come all the time when we have ex, UFO sightings, UAP. I don't like UAP. That
Yeah, I
UAP,
don't either.
UFOs.
I'm ColeyUFO. Can't
Holy
change my name.
UFO. Yes, yes, you are. Yes, you are. I uh, I don't think it's coincidence that a lot of times when there's a UFO sighting, that all of a sudden maybe within a few hours there's a Bigfoot happens to appear up the road.
Mm-hmm.
That
What's that all
coincidence?
about?
I don't know.
I've noticed, especially on Native American grounds. One of the UFO sightings I had was right there, right in the moment. Not only that, I'm pretty convinced that it kicked that car and was going to roll it right off the edge of the cliff, but it did not. Stopped by 3 sticks, and I thank those Native American grounds ever since. I will never so much as break a stick on one of those. Is how firm of a believer and how
Yeah.
powerful they are.
And another thing too, right? You know how they always say that the Bigfoot has the ability to cloak. I mean, you're looking at it, then it disappears,
Mm-hmm.
or it's becomes see through or transparent. Well, I guess you could use Ron's theory of converting mass to energy, but if it's what it's coming out of a portal, right? What if it's coming,
Mm.
going into a different realm, coming from another
And it's just
universe?
coming here for snacks. That's the part that
Yeah,
bothers
it's
me.
just visiting. I don't know.
But for like, we must have one hell of a peanut butter, like, you know what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying? Like,
they like that GIF. That's everybody says they buy the Jiffy when they gift it. Oh, come on, man.
you know what I'm saying? Like, and there's like clear things. Somebody went on some different foods they don't like, and I was like, man, if I were that hungry and I were coming over for resources, like they say they are, I wouldn't care what it was if I could eat it. So, you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of, because I asked people, what do you think they're here for? A lot of people say the resources, and you go then the food supply, and I'm like, it's like, can you tell me of anyone more picky if they're really like don't have food on that time and they have to come across over here and deal with this insanity? I said,
You know?
watch, my take is I bet you they're selling tickets from their side, and they're like, we're going over to visit the humans,
Yes,
like, oh yeah.
it's
And if
their
you get
late night
close,
television show.
yeah, we're gonna give you,
We
it's like a
are. Yeah.
petting zoo, but they can't quite. So we do not recommend you get close to the humans. If one tries to approach you, run and make it back through the
Yeah.
portal.
Yeah.
If everything else,
Yeah.
you have to defend yourself and get the hell out of there. Like
Yeah.
that's how I
Yeah.
envision it in my head.
No, I hear you. That's funny, and it's like, yeah, and I could equate that to like we're their entertainment, because we can't harm them, right? I mean,
Right.
we could with with weapons, but it's just like, yeah, I don't know. You talk about the resources, okay? Well, yeah, Bigfoot, yeah, we have an abundance, especially in all of our states, of resources. We've got millions and billions of acreage in our country unexplored by man, right? And then I always thought it was cracked up though that why are aliens visiting us? Is it because of our resources? I I mean, what's your thought on that really quick? I don't want to switch subjects, but what
Yeah.
is our resources for a tech? I imagine aliens is far advanced than us. What do we have to offer? The water? I don't know. The land? You know? I guess
What I think we
we're a
have to
better planet
offer.
than Mars. I'm not gonna, sweat my ass off in the desert out there, but I don't know.
Well, from my understanding, Earth will be the hub. This is my
The
understanding.
hub.
Earth will become the hub, and that's what we're
Oh,
here. We're doing the mining,
okay.
the building, and everything else for them on the ETA, which is the ET architecture. This has been going on a little bit longer, so we're not only that, we're kind of their babies, in a
Yeah.
way that like you would have some sort of whatever. Um, those are some of the things that I have been and they kind of act to divert us from disaster. That maybe some of us
Okay.
are from some of them, and they just want, to make sure like their siblings make it back or some family kind of dwindles back, but they don't seem to care about our snacks. Like I've never had one raid
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
refrigerator or
You know.
anything. It's like, well, man, you're missing the best part when the
Yeah.
Schwann's man used to come. But
Oh
it's
God,
just
the
like
Schwans, man. Yes.
yeah, right.
I
They didn't care about those at all, Rob.
Well,
Like,
I think that a lot. I think it's a great. I like that. I like where you're going with that. But I think that the dark side of the moon is already the intergalactic space hub, the bus
okay, so
stop
that could
for
be it.
travelers.
So maybe they need like
Yeah.
overflow or something.
Yeah.
There's something they need or want here, but I don't think it has anything to do necessarily with, like wanting to like, hey, meet us, or oh, those are nice people. Let's go down and hang out for
Yeah.
no, they've already seen what we're like down
They
here. They're
no.
like,
They see us from other planet. Probably they can
yeah,
hone that.
they have videos when they're teaching, like our abnormal psychology. There's
Oh.
this like I'm convinced like there's a good like my neighbor is definitely on one of those pictures they show them. And if you see one that looks like this, you run, you get away, you morph however you need to, but save your life, I'm
you know.
joking, but
Yeah.
it could be. Who knows? And we really
Oh.
don't know at this point. But yeah, everybody's got speculations.
Say it's speculation. I think some is quite very possibly more than that, and some is speculation. I mean, what we
You can have
do
your
is
theories. We
all
can test these out.
speculation.
Oh, sure. I always tell people put in that little clause so they don't take it and they're like, Coley was on and she says that this, like I'm saying it definitively. I'm just throwing out some brainstorming ideas.
Yeah, and that's me too, and everyone knows that about me that follows me. I know I'm not an expert. I just learn I gather my information from other people, some of the things that I've found in my personal life, and take it for what you will. But the collective effort by everybody is what is needed, which I think
Yes.
we're doing a good job in some instances with a lot of these people. And
Oh,
it's the collective effort of us humans and do what we do, providing this to everybody. Take it,
right.
leave it, break it down how you wish. But I do know this: we're not the only ones on this planet. Whether it's
Yeah.
aliens, UFO,
Yeah.
Bigfoot, whatever.
You'd be crazy to think that we were really. And if you haven't run into one of these people, I call them the ones the drops in the buckets, the lights are on and nobody's home. I encourage you to find one and you'll walk away and you'll wonder what the hell you just ran into because that thing wasn't human. And that's what I truthfully I think that that there is a something most definitely living among us.
Oh, there is.
Oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
For sure, there is. I seen this thing. I know we probably should edit. How long was we were supposed to go? But
Oh,
regardless,
just another hour and a half.
well, well,
No,
shit, we
I'm
could talk
joking.
minute
I'm
then. Yeah,
joking.
we go minute. I like
Not
you.
can we do a
We could
part
talk
2
all
on
day.
a Wednesday?
You
Can we
know,
do it? Can
huh?
I bring you back and do a part 2 on a
Yeah,
Wednesday?
we can always do a part two. I do want to say
Whoa.
one last thing. I saw a stick man, a stick figure,
Ooh.
a couple years ago, or maybe 5 years ago, 6, 7. I don't know, whatever. I've seen so many things. You ever? Okay, I've seen the stick bug. It looks like a stick, but it's a
Oh
bug.
yeah. The
Really
praying mantis?
briefly, I don't know what you would classify this as. I'm in this meadow by a river, a stream, and it was a hot day, and I seen this stick pop up out of the ground, and it was probably, I don't know, 2 feet, standing straight up, and I paid no
Ooh.
mind. I knew it was hot, and I knew it was a stick. I'm looking over it to something else that caught my attention.
Is it a praying mantis?
No, it was a stick. It
No?
was probably an inch in diameter all the way around, about two
Okay.
feet tall.
Ooh.
So as I'm looking over the top of it into the distance, I all of a sudden I noticed this thing rose up maybe another foot, and it had spindly legs and arms pop out of it, and it starts running toward the creek, and he had his arms going back and forth. It reminded me of the Mr.
Oh.
Planters man. I'm not scared. I'm kind of
How
laughing. What the
tall?
hell is this thing? I chased after this thing.
So this is like how tall?
Well, it was probably 3 feet tall. It went from like 2 feet to three
Oh
feet,
gosh,
and it's
I've
running.
talked to so many people that have encountered this. Okay,
Oh,
go
you
ahead.
have? Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was just me, and many people have seen this, and I'm
Yes.
chasing this thing. Wow, check this out, right? And it was like a human stick bug or something. So,
Oh
anyways,
yeah.
and I followed down into the creek, and guess what? It jumps almost like it dove like a person into the stream, and as soon as it hit it, it turned into average looking stick. It blended in with all the other sticks, and it just kind of
Oh, is that
went
what's
right
going on
down the
here?
water.
Hmm.
I wanted to tell you that one because it's not
That's
scary. It
exciting.
ain't Bigfoot or Dogman or aliens,
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna
it's
go
so
now. Tapping
cool.
sticks. Tapping sticks. Yeah. See what I find. Maybe that's the whole like thing behind it too on your sticks.
Yeah, it was that was. I had to
Huh.
tell you that because I love that
That's good. That's
experience.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, that made me thinking. I'm like, man, if that thing starts crawling,
yeah,
I'm running. I'm out of there.
yeah,
I'm good with anything paranormal, anything ET, like
yeah,
anything, but just the bugs, Rob. I can't. I've got a little
yeah.
bit of a fear of like, yeah, that
Well, I
comes
tell
out.
you what, we do a part two. I'll tell you about the alien abduction story. That's right up your alley as
That's
well.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming
yeah,
on,
yeah.
Rob.
No problem.
I really had a blast with you and
I had a lot of
talking
fun
a
too.
blast from the past, talking about that from the past
Yeah,
and
blended it all.
present.
It's a great
So.
show. We blended everything together.
It
How it should
worked
be.
out great. Yeah, excellent. So I want to thank you so much for coming on. I'm going to be in touch for part 2. And yes, so you guys, we have well, Rob, what is there anything you want to leave the audience with today?
Again, you guys who missed it, or a lot of you guys know my story. I mean, the reason I'm here today is what happened to me. Hey, listen, I like having people on my shows to tell their experiences because, again, for me, it all started when I I was lost and alone in the world, and I think this is my new calling in life. That's why I do the channel. Not for fame and
Oh,
we're not going to make money doing this.
no, I know.
Just to be the good word, man, and say, look, if you got a story, tell it. You won't be ridiculed because what
Yeah, we'll
happened to me was
share it.
crazy.
Yeah, I
You know.
know, for real. Yeah,
So yeah, that's it. It's a safe place to come
I like that.
and listen to other researchers and experiencers, and we even do tell some hell. Here's some stories. So anyway, yeah, Bigfoot Mr. Rob's my channel. If you guys want to check it out, I'd appreciate
On
it.
YouTube, and
On
where else are you
YouTube.
at, Rob?
We got 2 books on Amazon. Bigfoot Mr. Rob presents True
Mhm.
Cryptid Encounters on Amazon. I'm also on Twitter. My main thing is the YouTube. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff.
Yeah, you have to look ColeyUFO up on there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you're all over that one.
The
You
ColeyUFO cringe.
Twitter is, tell you what, Twitter is a big tool for UFOs, but not so much the
Yeah.
cryptids I found.
We got to change that because we've got a hefty amount. You got almost 200 people from over on Twitter watching you live right now. So, Twitter, we
Awesome.
were just kidding. We love you guys over
Yeah, I
there.
love Twitter people, but they're
You,
mostly
can we do something to get Rob into
yeah,
a group? Because I see Twitter, we have the UFO, we have the paranormal, but we don't have a place for Rob. So,
yeah.
if you love him
No,
as
no
much as
place
we
for
do, and
me.
you do, yeah, let's get him a group over there. Rob, I think it
Yeah,
will happen. I do. I
I
do.
think it's hey, you know what? Everything. This is like a mutual fund. It slowly grows year after year.
Well, we want to get a little into it.
Oh,
So,
I definitely
you
want that
know,
blue chip to spike up
yeah.
there. Boom.
Oh, yeah. So
Get
we
that
gotta
text. Get
let's
that text
go.
stock.
Let's go. And I'll go through and I'll tag you in some of these. So we'll make sure. So if you haven't already followed Rob, big, why am I calling you Rob?
I am Rob, Bigfoot Michigan Rob. Rob. BMR Rob. My name is Rob.
Oh, why was I thinking? Oh my God, I just had a nine. And when I was thinking of Twitter and a name, I'm like, what have I done? No, it's Rob. I've been calling you Rob the entire time.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just like glitched out there for a second. I threw myself.
We all,
What is
hey,
wrong
we
with
do this every,
me?
hey, listen, we do this
Rob.
every day. We always have a little glitch in the matrix.
Yeah, I just didn't call you. Okay.
You're fine.
Bigfoot, Michigan, Rob, even though I've been calling him Rob the entire. Get over to his channels, like, subscribe, and
Thank you.
share and comment.
Yes.
Definitely comment. And we are going to be bringing him back for a part 2. And until then, do you want to leave with words of wisdom or just be Rob. Any
Yeah,
shout out or
just
whatever?
what I tell everybody, if you don't be afraid when you come across things out that you think is not normal, because you're probably right most of the time. What you saw is what you saw, and and I don't know, something unrelated. When you find a passion to do something, just do it
I love
because
that.
it's so much more rewarding. It is. I love doing this. I worked for
Push
Ford for 20
through
years.
those fears.
Hated that
Yeah.
job.
And look at what you're doing now.
Yeah, I
And
love
look at how
owning
the
the
people
bar.
that love you, people love you in this community.
Yeah. Well, thanks. I loved owning the bar, but it was 7 days a week, 100 hours a week, so that had to go. I was getting burnt out. This now is kind of my own pace, and I
Oh,
dig it. And I just do some part-time gigs for consulting work, but that's it.
that's awesome, Rob. That's
Yeah.
awesome. No, you're good at it, and people love you. I hear about you a lot.
Oh, well, thanks.
So it's like, yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna reach out and see if I can,
Yeah.
So
No.
I know you've been busy, and I know you like. I really appreciate you being here and
Yeah.
being so candid with us, and
Yeah.
I just want to give you a big hug, and welcome you
Yeah.
to the
Well,
belly
I had a
laugh.
great time with you. We did well. I think I could talk to you all day long.
I know, and we will talk soon. So
Okay.
you enjoy the rest of your Friday, and then we'll
Yes,
go
I
from there.
will. Go Well, Lions are off, but yes, I am a Detroit Lions fan. They're not on. I usually
Oh,
on my.
just a second.
Oh, I will say something different for those that are NFL fans. On my shorts, I give my predictions for the NFL football. Of course, I'm not a gambler myself, but if you
Ooh,
want some tips, BMR shorts.
BMR shorts. There we go.
All right.
We'll be in soon. We'll be in touch soon. So, thank you, everybody. The chat has been absolutely awesome tonight. It's been so nice to see so many different people, and I appreciate all of you that have liked and subscribed. And if you haven't already and you like our content, please hit that like, subscribe, and definitely comment and share. We wouldn't be here doing what we're doing if it weren't for each and every one of you. And I do love, there's times where I'm able to get in there more, but I'm always looking at that chat and I'm always seeing who's in there. So you guys mean the world to us. The chat mods in there, they are fantastic. Anybody with a wrench knows their stuff. Kurt Walter 75. I should change your name. I don't know. Maybe anyway, so Kurt's one of them. Oh, Boundless Authenticity podcast. You got to go check out his show. Definitely amazing. I'm going to be a guest on his show again soon, and we talk truth. We do. We have talked truth. So Darren Franks TV, just want to say hello. Kurt W75 is at the heart of this, and I really appreciate you. Really appreciate Hilly Billy Herb. Hey, Ben T. Oh, it's nice to see. Oh, Kurt, now you're talking food. Now I got it. Oh my gosh, I'm getting hungry as we speak. Darren Franks TV, welcome. Andrea, how are you? Okay, and I'm just making sure. And if I missed anybody, honestly, I really apologize. I'm getting the hang of this. And I got Sparky Paranormal and Outdoors. Really appreciate all of your help in tonight's show. Boondock Moho, that's awesome. Let's see. It's weird the way StreamYard is. I'll kind of have to like turn to the side sometimes and see if I'm doing this correctly. But I'm gonna try and see the name. So okay, we're going there. Brandon Tinfoil Hats. Hey, welcome. Yeah, I'm totally a big fan of your work too. Brandon Triggermon, welcome. Truth Seeker, way to go. I love having this. And Kurt. So anyway, our next guest that we have on is the cryptid. He's the cryptid man. He's got the research. He's got everything going on in that. And we are going to start right at 9 p.m. So go grab some snacks. Go grab, get yourself something to drink. Maybe like you got to hit the restaurant. I don't know, whatever you got going on. Cook a little dinner for yourself. But you're definitely not going to want to miss next show. So on behalf of SNX Radio, I do thank you for taking the journey into the unknown. Once again, I'm Coley. I'm your host here tonight, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Be good to one another. Oh, and again, last note of if you have not gotten over to Bigfoot, Michigan, Rob, go over there and subscribe, like, and follow him. And yeah, definitely share and comment and show him your love. Send him over from SNX from us. Yeah, nothing but love for y'all. And we are...
Unraveling the mystery, secrets in the night. We travel through the cosmos, ready for the flight. Together we'll shine, casting shadows aside. In the heart of the rhythm where our dreams collide.
Join the Sub-Nation, next quest, the truth is our guide. Into the vast expanse, it's where we reside. Hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the grooves around us, everything's alright.
On the Sub-Nation X quest, the truth is our guide. In the vast expanse, it's where we reside. Hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the grooves around us, everything's alright. SNX Radio, let the truth ignite. Together we'll shine, bringing shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots.
Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spots. Heavy bass drops with tight beats.
Illuminate the shadows, the echo of our call.
On this roller ring will never fall.
Feel the energy rising, can you sense the spark? As we dive deeper into the cosmic arc.
Stories of the universe, mysteries unfold. In the heart of SNX, where the truth is gold. Every note we play, every line we write, crafting our legacy, shining ever bright.
SNX Radio, let the truth ignite. Together we'll shine, bringing shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots.
Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spot. Here in the spotlight, we're taking our turn. With the fire in our hearts, let the passion burn. SNX Radio's call, ringing through the air. Together we rise, together we dare. So join us now, let the rhythm flow. With SNX Radio, we're ready to go. Unraveling the mystery side by side, we stand.